Hello everyone. Hello everybody. Good news, as you can tell from the title. Welcome everyone. Got very good news. Thanks for joining us. Hello. Well, let me let Loki Doke out. He's barking. Gosh, I might need to get a flashlight to read. You want to come out? Come on. Good evening. Good evening. Okay, everyone. As the title says, it's been confirmed by the owner of. Okay, look out, Loki, buddy. Hold on for a second. It's been confirmed by the owner of Honey Baked Ham in Reston that Lawrence King has indeed been terminated. Loki, come on, buddy. Give me a second. Sorry, my dog's trying to jump in my skin as usual. I'm going to read a statement that she sent to me on Facebook. It says, Mr. Wolf, it was not my intention to be ambiguous or engage in wordplay. Loki, move. So let me be clear this time. Lawrence, I hate how you can get phone calls while you're periscoping, is no longer working for Honey Baked Ham in any way, shape, or form. I hope this addresses your concerns and that you will call off your planned protest. Thank you. Yeah, I will call off my planned protest. I'm glad she sent me this message to clarify. And, you know, I'm certainly going to verify as well. Not to say I have any reason not to trust her, but I will be verifying his termination. And, yeah, it's right. And that's because everybody, we collectively made this happen. And we co-created this reality where a man who has molested, tortured, and probably murdered, but I don't have evidence to that effect, but his other behavior, it would not surprise me, children, has been terminated. And I'll tell you, Mr. King, if you're listening, I will follow you wherever you go and get you fired anywhere, so you might as well just stay retired. You're 71, so just stay retired. And besides, if you have a job, you should be paying Paul Bonacci off his $1 million settlement that he won against you for raping, torturing, and generally making him miserable in every way, violating his civil rights. It is great news. And I just want to read this for anybody who has any doubts about the monster that Lawrence King is. This is from a federal lawsuit that Paul Bonacci, who was one of his, child raping victims, filed against him with Senator DeCamp, actually, from Nebraska, who also followed the Franklin Federal scandal, was his attorney, free of charge. And Bonacci was awarded $1 million, and Lawrence King has never paid him a dime. So anyway, I'm going to read this ruling from the judge. This is a federal judge in a federal court case. So anybody that wants to pretend like there's not enough evidence, I can't believe that they didn't pursue criminal charges after the evidence that was revealed. Good work, everyone, in this civil case. But it says, sorry, it's kind of hard to read. It's dark out here. 2 counts are alleged against the defendant King in the complaint. Count 5 alleges a conspiracy. Oh man, I can hardly see. I should have brought a light out. Count 5 alleges a conspiracy with public officers to deprive the plaintiff, Paul Bonacci, of his civil rights, designed to continue to subject the plaintiff to emotional abuse and to prevent him from informing authorities of criminal conduct. Count 7 charges battery, false imprisonment, infliction of emotional distress, negligence, and conspiracy to deprive the plaintiff of civil rights between December 1980 and 1988. So this went on for 8 years, folks. The complaint, I'm sorry, I need my glasses on too. The complaint alleges, one second, I have to flip the page. Defendant King continually subjected the plaintiff to repeated sexual assaults, false imprisonments, inflictions of extreme emotional distress, organized and directed satanic rituals, forced the plaintiff to scavenge for children to be a part of the defendant King's sexual abuse and pornography ring, forced the plaintiff to engage in numerous sexual contacts with the defendant King and others, and participants in deviant sexual games and you know what I'm trying to say, orgies with other minor children. The defendant King's default has made those allegations true as to him. The issue now is the relief to be granted monetarily. And he was granted. Yeah, it is disgusting. This guy's an absolute monster. And I hope you're watching this, Mr. King, because I'll follow you to the gates of hell and make sure you never work another day in your life. Because you just need to shrivel up and go away. But the other thing I suggest you might do is consider admitting to your crimes against all these children and apologizing to them individually and asking for their forgiveness and asking for everyone's forgiveness, because what you did is really a crime and a vile assault against humanity. And, you know, there's a lot of other people involved in this case, folks, who need to pay the piper as well. And it's absolutely disgusting to me that the evidence that came out in this federal court case would not prompt the FBI to investigate all these scumbag pedophiles that ran out of Omaha, Nebraska, and Lawrence King's child trafficking ring, that went all the way to the Bush White House, okay? Bush Sr. He was taking kids into D.C. Lawrence King was flying them in from Nebraska, taking them all around D.C. so the pedos in D.C. could have their way with them as well. Yeah, the FBI was definitely in on it. They totally ran cover. I mean, they put Alicia Owens in prison for perjury because she had the courage to tell the truth. And every agent involved in that should spend the rest of their life in prison, because that brave young woman went to prison for 10 years. And you FBI agents that were involved in that, you're absolute scumbags. And you don't deserve any peace either. And I think I'm actually going to start finding out. And I've looked into this before, but I think the time has come that I'm gonna get all the names of the FBI agents that were involved in this, and the dirty cops that were involved in this. And we're gonna find out where you are, what you're doing now, and we're gonna make sure everybody around you knows what you're all about. Because good people are sick of this sort of thing. So let's, excuse me, thank you to everyone for making those phone calls, because it wouldn't happen without you. Me getting on making videos doesn't make it happen. You guys picking up the phone and you guys sending emails and demonstrating and protesting, that's what makes it happen. So thank you so much. I'm immensely grateful. And you know, I also want to say thanks to Honey Baked Ham for doing the right thing. I still don't know whether it was the corporate office that pressured the Reston owner or whether the Reston owner made this decision on her own. But either way, kudos to whomever did. And I encourage you to go out and buy Honey Baked Hams this holiday season. And as promised, I'm going to order half a dozen Honey Baked Hams. I'm still trying to figure out whether I should order them from the Reston store or the corporate office. So if they'll let me know who's responsible for the termination of Lawrence King, I'll go ahead and place my order. Now, I'm a vegetarian, so I'll be sending those to other people. I should have a little ham contest. Like if you were one of the people that called, you know, we'll have a ham raffle. Anyways, guys, keep up the good work. This started what, 4 or 5 days ago, and look what we've done. Now, just think about what we could do if tens of thousands of us mobilized and said, you know what, we're not going to take this corrupt bullshit from the FBI anymore. We're not going to take congressmen up there raping, harassing everyone. We're not going to take these Hollywood elites raping kids, drinking their blood, and all the other disgusting shit that they do. And if people step up, we are all powerful, guys, okay? We are the co-creators. Our time has come. We don't have to take this bullshit and just sit back and think that we're powerless anymore, because you're not. You're powerful beings. And the time has come, you know? And we need to do these things together, because it's amazing what we can accomplish when we do things together, you know? Especially when you're righteous and you're going after guys, monsters like Lawrence King. You can't lose, you know? Even the scumbaggiest of business owners can't, you know, continue to keep him under their employ when it's pointed out that he is a child molesting, child torturing piece of S. So anyway, there's my invitation to you, Mr. King. If you'd like to sit down, I'd be happy to interview you and get you started on your redemption, because until you admit the crimes that you committed and apologize to people for that and beg for their forgiveness and really everybody's forgiveness, you're going to just keep going down to that path of hell until you kick the bucket, and that's where you find yourself. Well, you're probably finding yourself there right now because you were Mr. Big Shot, successful. That article I read about you in the rest of the newspaper would have made you out to be a saint, and I'm just like, I still got to contact the author of that article and go, hey, you know, you wrote this article about this guy, and say, hey, maybe you need to do your research a little bit better on people from now on. So let's keep exposing them, guys. Let's keep up the good work. Well, it is. But you know what? You've got to admit that you've wronged others and you've committed heinous crimes against others before anything else can happen. If you're not willing to do that, then you're just going down a sad and sorry road, especially in this day and age, what's going on right now with energies on this planet and just how everything's turning around. But, all right, guys, I love y'all, and thank you again so much for everybody who picked up the phone or sent an email, took 5 or 10 minutes out of your time, because what you did, you didn't just help to help hold this guy accountable for his crimes against children, but hopefully we're discouraging others, you know, from doing this sort of thing, because they see how you know, infamous it can make you doing these sorts of actions, and how we can make people's lives very, very difficult if they choose to commit crimes against children. So anyways, guys, I love y'all. Thank you so much for the hard work. You guys are awesome, and we're going to keep this going. You know, we're going to keep exposing these pedos, and we're going to keep them on the run. All right. So I love you guys, and take care. And well, I'll talk to you before then, but I hope you're enjoying the holiday season. Thanks. Bye.